What is up, jerk holes? So today, big Heroclix news. I guess we get an announcement about what's on the watch list of Wizkids. Similar to Magic, there's watch list of things they're worried that are a little bit broken or maybe not working well. But this clearly we saw coming. But it does kind of suck. But I'm thirsty. So, Jakeem Thunder is up there. I'm not even going to go over Felix Foss. Felix Foss has been up there before. They changed things on it. Now he is still on the watch list. I really don't think anything's going to happen with it. Jakeem Thunder is on there, and I get it. Jakeem Thunder is kind of a nuisance. But I've seen it go both ways. I played against a guy that had Jakeem Thunder, and people just told me that he played it wrong, so that could be true as well. I was very lucky to lock him up pretty quick. And I had the Ninja Turtles chases, and I'm sure people know if you play those, they can get gross. And once I was able to get close enough to do a charge or whatever, and he can't do much if Michelangelo keeps toking him up, and that was a big issue. So that happened with Raph coming in with penetrating damage. I had Splinter and Casey behind him, giving him +1 to his attacks, and then plus another damage from Splinter. I think Casey might have Empire, or he might have Battle Fear. It was just gross. So he tried to run a JLA or Justice Society team, and I was like, what's the big deal? Then I seen Jakeem Thunders play a lot better, and I seen people put possessions on him, Supreme Intelligence and stuff like that. And I think that's in lies the issue. Same with Faust. Like they're pretty tough already to beat, but when you throw extra stuff on it, I think that's the issue. And I think people have actually brought that up. That today was a big discussion everywhere. But I think one of the what page was it on? That's one of the issues is all these outside source things do change the game, and it sucks to see, at Origins, the championships were all Jakeem Thunders with Faust and Goblin King. Everything that's on the ban list is what, or on the watch list, is what everyone was playing. And that sucks. And that's the only thing I don't like is we were getting to a point in Heroclix where we're getting lower point values, and things were coming to making your teams work where they had to have synergy and they're low enough to have, cool little quirks. But now it's just like, of course, there's no things with these guys. They throw things on it. I'm going to look at, I know 2 clicks from KO who are local guys. Not local, but they're here in California. Aaron, I actually just did a trade with Aaron. I hope my tracking gets updated because it always happens when you drop it off and then it's like doesn't say anything. But what did we trade? Oh no, he bought one of my extra Gertrudes. But yeah, Aaron posted today and said how he would deal with these. Faust, all powers within his range and energy tampering is a power action. That's what he believes should be done. Pimp Tank. I'll get into that when we talk about the Pimp Tank. Jakeem Thunder said no changes. I think because Jakeem Thunder is going to take a hit if they keep the rules that they're announcing right now. They're not solid yet, but they may be. If it is, you can literally outwit things before Jakeem gets them, and you know what he's going to pick half the time. If you ever play against guys that play Jakeem Thunder, you know what they're going to pick. At the beginning of your turn, choose 2 standard powers. Only one of these powers may be defense power, hypersonic, outwit, perplex, pulse wave. So we know we either can outwit the defense ahead of time. You'll have to pick invincible if we stay in perm or vice versa. If we know, he's in range for a good pulse wave, outwit pulse wave. Yeah, I mean, with the new outwit, it's basically gonna nerf this guy pretty bad. Which I'm glad to see because I feel like everyone and their mom was playing on every team, and I just think it was just gross. And And to be honest, I don't think it's that good. I think it's a good click. It really is. But I just think it's people like for it to go over $100 when it was getting hot. That was bananas. I don't think it should have ever been that high. I don't know. Like I said, it's got to be a nice setup. Everyone tried to do Justice Society with it. But other than that, he works better throwing a bunch of cheese around him and things on top of it. And that lies with the issue of what we were saying. Let's go to the Pim Pocket. Pim Pocket Tank. So, this is new to me. I didn't get the whole hoopla. I'm not big on the giant Ant-Man, Giant Man Pym stuff that you can get. So basically, the Pym Pocket Tank, I know, is 8 points. Super cheap object. Pretty sure it counts as an object. Oh, maybe it's a. This is theme team. It has armor, so I guess it technically is a character. Again, I'm new to this. I could care less or the piece and the con thing. It was really expensive. So everyone selling it for about $125, and it seems like this is what people want out of it, not the big giant man, Ant-Man, whatever it is. He must begin the game. Place adjacent to a friendly character. When adjacent friendly character moves action and action resolves, you may place the Pym tank adjacent to it. So drop this in for 8. It's got 18 toughness. Pretty easy kill, but unfortunately, it gets crazy. When adjacent friendly character is attacked on opposing character, the attacker may modify its attack -1. When adjacent friendly character attacks an opposing character, attacker may modify. Oh, if they do and hit him. Oh, I understand. I was like, wait, I thought I read this right earlier. So yeah, so you -1 when you want to do this ability, basically. You could do, and you hit the guy, you bring in the bigger tank. Now, if you're Hank Pym or was it Ant-Man, Giant Man, or Hank Pym, you basically get to start at a different click, but it doesn't really matter because the fact that you're bringing in the tank at a decent value is already good. But when you place it, when replacing this character, he is a character. I kept thinking he was an object. Replacing this character, you may ignore characters blocking terrain when placing it, then destroy any squares in its place into. Placed into? Oh, placed into. Any characters in squares it would be placed into are placed adjacent to it and dealt 2 penetrating damage. So you literally could plan this where you drop this 8-point thing out to just drop next to anything that bumps people out the squares and it gives them 2 damage. For 8 points, that's a bit ridiculous. And this is what I'm talking about as far as these extra shenanigans you're playing. Go look at the top Origin teams, and they got Pym Pocket tanks, I'm guessing, with their Jakeem Thunders and all that stuff. Aaron may say the damage should not be penetrating, and the damage happens after actions resolve. So I'm guessing not immediately, and that must be when it happens. As soon as it dropped, boom, it has to be done after resolve. I don't know. I haven't played against this, so I don't know how much difference that makes happening after actions resolve. Maybe because I don't know. Yeah, it's crazy. So you ignore characters walking terrain when placing it. I guess it makes sense because it turns into this huge tank. But I don't know. I don't know what I would do. First of all, wouldn't make it cost 8 points. But so if you attack someone, it's gotta be. I mean, you can do it from range, I guess, or. So basically, if you're shooting within range, you could drop, like if there's like 5 guys there, pile it up. Don't get scared about energy explosion. Get scared about where you're shooting. So it basically has to be within the line of fire of the line of fire probably of the guy, whoever's attacking next to the tank, because it's almost like you're throwing it. So it kind of seems like, I'm guessing you still get your damage to whoever you hit. It's just pretty nuts. I don't know. Maybe the two penetrating damage may be a factor. I get it because it's a giant tank dropping on you, but that giant tank shouldn't cost 8 points. That's my issue there. And it's coming in as you get now you get a car for 8 points to drive you around, and on top of it, you're starting right next to all these other guys that you're or whoever is there, you're dropping it on. But I mean, it does seem kind of cool when you're going against someone like Jakeem Thunder that has like Imperv at the time or Goblin King, and you get to throw this at them and just boom, take them down 2 clicks. That's huge. But to make it fair, I mean, I do agree that maybe the penetrating could go away. And let's be honest, I mean, this may not even change at all. It's just on the watch list. I'm just thinking about what happened and what we can go by and what we can think. But maybe like when it may be only like melee attacks. I don't know, or maybe because range seems the most beneficial, you know. But if you keep the penetrating and you've made it melee, you had to set it down next to you. Technically, you're not throwing it, and it would hurt that person for doing it. So it's like almost, is it worth the risk? People would be like, well, then I'm not going to play it. And I'd be like, fine, that's good. Less things out there that are stupid like this. Like, not hating on Wizkids for making things, but it's like this is what makes the game like not fun for guys that can't spend 125 to get these little Comic-Con deal things. And on top of it, you don't want to see these on every team. But now, when you play against meta, you feel like you have to play. We have an ROC coming up, and I'm not going to take any prizes from it, but I do want to play. I love playing competitively and seeing how good I can do. But I feel like I already got to play people like Goblin King and stuff like that, who I'll get to in a little bit. But I don't know. The modify -1 helps it. They could even went further, modified it a little bit lower. Hopefully they don't get the damage with it as well. I don't see anything about that, but that would be dumb. They shouldn't get the damage. And on top of it, they get to throw this, tank. The orange starting line. I didn't even look at the orange starting line. And it's dumb if you use the other guys. You can. So what I'm thinking is, what's really bad. I don't know if anyone's done this yet, and I don't know who's the Age of Ultron cards are out, but I think there is the box Ant-Man set. I don't know if that counts part of the Age of Ultron set, but I'm just thinking if you call in Ant-Man or whatever, and you're using this, and then you call in Ant-Man with the card, and then he does the attack, he throws it, he gets to start the tank at a higher level. That could be dumb, and then that Hank Pym Ant-Man, Giant Man go away, and then you got this awesome full over super undercosted awesome armored car to do just work, and you paid 8 points for it. So that just blows my mind right there. Maybe once it goes in, whoever I throw it in, and I think that's good. You throw it in, the big one comes out. You technically already score the big one because it's like an ID card. You called it in, like boom. If it's like 100 points, 50 points, I get that already. So basically, it's there. When it dies, it dies. They might be a little more or less cautious to use it. They'll let it just get beat up or keep pushing it to do damage or the ram, whatever they're gonna do. I don't know, but I mean, I do agree with Aaron. The penetrating damage can go away. Oh man, like I don't. I saw the con piece, and I was like, whatever. I didn't even look into it. Then I looked at Origins, and everybody was playing with them, and I'm like, the hell? Not to mention the boxing ring. I'm like, come on. I thought like I want those to do videos with, to do one-on-one matches in the ring. I thought that'd be awesome. But I don't know. Like giving all these extra elements to make the game to bend it around and flexible to whoever can get these things. It'd be different if everyone had it, and that would still be boring because everyone would be playing it. They need to really get these extra crap not be used for competitive. They're for fun. Like, this should be for fun. This would be a fun game. We're playing 1,000 points and you throw the tank out. That's awesome. But competitively, this ruins the game. You're throwing a bunch of armor on these characters, and it's just silly, and it's not getting fun anymore. But again, we don't really do that at my shop. We don't really do super competitive. I want people to want to win, though. That's the problem. I mean, that's the real thing. I want people that want to win. If you don't want to win, it's not fun playing against someone that doesn't want to win. It's like playing poker without money. It's just whatever. Your actions mean nothing. You don't care about what happens afterwards. So, I mean, I want people to want to win, but you got to be okay with losing, too. And I'm fine with losing. I lose almost every week, but it's fun. I like to play. I like to roll dice, and this is definitely taken away from that. So, last one that got popped up, let's pop him up, is the Goblin King. Now, I was really excited for the Goblin King, just because I like Marvel's What If comics. I've loved them since I was a kid. I love alternate storylines. It's funny if you look at a bunch of the What Ifs, like half of them already have happened now. But I was really excited for this, and when they showed it, I didn't really get too like, oh my gosh, this guy's gonna be broken. But excuse me, I'm boring myself here. Just kidding. I didn't think too much of it. I just thought, well, that looks cool, even though the sculpt looks nothing like that. My big head's probably blocking it off anyways. But yeah, like, the sculpt looked nothing like that, so that was kind of a bummer. But other than that, I was like, cool, Goblin King, that's awesome. Dark Avengers, Monster, I love monsters. And then when opposing characters miss Goblin King with an attack, after action resolves, give that character Nightmare token. Characters with Nightmare tokens modify their attacks -1 when a character with a Nightmare token makes an attack. After action resolves, remove the Nightmare token from him. That's not the big deal. The big deal is defending Goblin. So it's kind of cool in the story where Norman gets it. So I thought this was awesome. I love anything like this. Like, if I was ever able to, long time ago now, I don't know who I'd make, but I feel like the Hood's a great character. I was in love with the Hood from his miniseries. The tagline alone, with great power comes great opportunity, made me want to read it. And I loved Robbie Parker's story. Yeah, Robbie Parker. Then they made him a lot bigger, and Bendis wrote him into Avengers, and he was badass. And then it went further down the line where he had this cloak, and we learned that Dormammu's in that cloak. He's stuck in it. It was such a sick story. He was corrupted by it. He became part of the Cabal with Namor, Emma Frost, Doctor Doom, Norman Osborn. I don't know if I said that, but he just was sick, and he eventually got a click in Avengers Assemble. I was stoked, and then he wasn't what I wanted. I wanted him that later on in the story, when he loses the cloak, he wants power still, and he goes and steals. He gets 2 gems. He's trying to get the gauntlet put together. He ends up using 2 gems, and he beats the crap out of Red Hulk. It's vicious. And I was like, I'd make a click like that, man, where he got to have whatever 2 gems were. I think it was power and reality. I think he got, because I know they fight through different realities. So I'm like, I would do that, and I'd give you the option to switch back and forth or something like that. So this one is similar to what I would do, but I think this is a little more broken. Give Goblin King a free action and choose 2 standard powers. Goblin King can use that chosen power until he chooses it again. Problem is, he can choose anytime he wants. That is the issue. Usually things like this say in the beginning of your turn, choose. Most don't stay at the end of your turn, but they could do that too. But this gives you the action to, I'm giving him hypersonic and super strength, which ain't gonna work, I think, anytime soon, or in the new rules, but let's stay that for right now. And then when you're done, you could be like, I'm gonna take shape change and impervious. The hell? So that's where the problem lies. Not to mention, normally when they make clicks like this, they usually just, whoa, I made this big. Usually when they make clicks like this, though, whoa, I made this big. I wanted to, can I zoom? That's good enough. They normally don't give them dividing type things, okay? Like, Jakeem doesn't have it, I believe. That's why Cosmic Spider-Man so wanted in What If, because he has the exact same numbers, 275, 175, 75. So you can play around these, but you get these traits at that level. At 75 points, you get to still pick standard powers. I can still pick Imperf right here and range combat expert at 75 points. That is one of the biggest issues here. It should only be able to be played at 275. You're never going to really see that played in a 300 tournament because that's too much for everybody that wants all these little side things and stuff like that. You know, they have no room for anything. I mean, I don't know what they do. Maybe throw a Kutsu on there or something to guarantee they have, Emperor Revenge. I don't know. You can do dumb things. But my thing is, like, having those dividing, it gives you so much flexibility. And it's stupid. In 175, that's what everyone's been using them at. You start with Prob, 18 Imperv, you have 11 attack, 9 face teleport, you pick 2 standard free action, pick 2 standard powers. You can pick running shot, pulse wave, running shot, pin psych, whatever you need. It's a Swiss Army knife at that point. And then when you're done, you just say, you know what, I'm gonna do shape change and plasticity. So then if someone gets near you or whatever, they're stuck. It's just crazy. And I totally understand what the problem is here. Well, first off, maybe not make it a free action. Maybe make it a power action. So he's wasting a power action to pick 2 powers. If you don't do that, maybe do it at the beginning of your turn only. And he still would be pretty gross, even with that. But because he already had, if they made it blank dials, it's a little different. Like Nico had that. But her blank dials were kind of like just willpower. And on top of it, it was like, like 9s and 10s. But I get it. This is Green Goblin with the Infinity Gauntlet. So he should have high numbers. He should have high damage. He should be able to pick powers. But the thing is, a Green Goblin with the Infinity Gauntlet would never cost 75 points. Ever. So he needs to be in the high range, stay in the high range. And to be fair to other players, he should be picking at the beginning of his turn. And I think that's what Aaron said at 2 clicks to KO. Cannot pick the power he picked last turn. He has to choose the beginning of his turn. That's fair. You don't have to, for me, you wouldn't even have to do the one he hasn't picked but last turn. But I mean, that is nice, but the Fading Gauntlet, you're supposed to be able to do whatever. But him being Power Cosmic already sucks because he can't be outwitted. So to be honest, if you weren't going to switch up, if he was able to pick whatever he wanted every turn, he should have blank dials. High numbers because he has the Gauntlet, but blank dials because you are choosing the powers. He shouldn't be already doing all these things. Like Prob, are you kidding me? Even at the end of the 75, he has 17 defense with toughness and perplex. That's at his 9-10 dial. I mean, 9 attack isn't much, but man, for 75 points, Power Cosmic can't be outwitted. And you could do Running Shot Pulse Wave, you can do, Range Combat Expert, Energy Explosion. You can do crazy stuff with this. The Nightmare token, then you don't really worry about. So I understand why these are on here. I'm not going to argue with them. Do I like some of these pieces? Yes, I love the Goblin King. I am very happy to say I own actually quite a few of them. Opened up a lot of cases, and there's only like I think 8 super rares on the set, and he's nice to have for trade. I want to get other things. Got some good stuff, but is it gonna hurt if they nerf him? Maybe. But like I said, I think he's a good, solid 275 point character. He's like Captain Pool. He's a little bit stronger actually than Captain Pool, but Captain Pool is 275, Power Cosmic, no special things, but no dividing. So it's crazy to me that Captain Pool costs that much. He can't divide. He doesn't have 3 different dials. He doesn't have other traits besides, the panel thing. So you got to think that's double at cosmic ability. This is Green Goblin with the Gauntlet. He shouldn't be able to change and have 3 different dials, and he should cost more, or if not, at least at the minimum, not be able to split up his dial 3 different times. So that's what I think. I mean, people might disagree, hate it, love it, man, it's whatever, but that's just how I feel about it. I love Heroclix to death. It's like one of the first tabletop games I really got into, open up my world to board games and other games, but like I try to stay away from Magic and stuff like that. It's not really my thing, and I rather have a store that sells it, focus on it. This we sell, but I am in love with it because I love superheroes and I love the way it plays. I love the idea of chess with superpowers. I love it, but we want to make it fun for everybody. Imagine if they banned him, Jakeem Thunder, outside possessions, objects at this last Origins, huge tournament. Imagine what we would have saw. What kind of teams? A lot of cool creativity. There's a lot of good players out there, but it sucks for you to play and hope to win. You have to play these things, and everyone's forced to do it. Whenever we decide to do a competitive day at the store, you have to play these things to, because if you bring a fun team and if someone brings a better team, you're not gonna have fun because these guys are just gonna womp on you. So it's rough. It is rough, but we'll see. Nothing may get changed at all. But I honestly see it coming with Goblin King because he makes Jakeem Nightmare look like a little kid. Well, yeah, he's a little kid, but he makes him look just like nothing next to him. I mean, he was on the winning team too on Origins. I expected him to go through the roof, but he actually has been steady about $70, and he'll probably go lower if they nerf him. But that's fine. I think he's a good piece. He could be fun to play with, but let's make it kind of fair to the game. But that goes back to what a lot of people have been saying. Let's just get rid of all this extra crap. They're good for fun, but competitive-wise, let's not have people getting thrown possessions on and objects. And let's have the clicks just play. I was excited once I think it was Shield came out. We're getting all these low numbers. I'm like, great, we're moving towards it. Resources have been mixing or moving out a little bit. IDs are a little rough because they are kind of breaking depending on who you call in. I mean, like, last week I called in a Cosmic Spider-Man at 75, so it wasn't like great, but just the ability to do that is just kind of crazy. But let's get rid of all that stuff. Let's have guys back to their roots and back to just playing clicks. And again, there's so much good fun flavor in these traits and stuff like that where they're awesome. Like, I liked a lot of the what if stuff. I made that video talking about the what if stuff. There's so many cool little mix-up matches you can make, so many cool shield teams you can make. I just want to get back to there and, my players don't have to worry about what meta you have to face off against every big tournament. So we'll see. Let's keep it updated. Let's keep everyone updated, informed. I don't know if anyone watches these, but I enjoy making them. I'm tired as hell right now, but I love making content. I love it. Keeps me somewhat sane. But yeah, so that's it for now. We got modern next week or this Thursday. That'll be good. Then we'll have a sealed the first week of July for the Dormammu Colossus. So I'm hoping to bring my webcam down there and put some videos up of the matches. We'll see if I can rig it because I've had issues getting my webcam to work on there. I did have a mic crane thing for it, but it just didn't work. And I need to get a microphone for here. So I'm looking into that and hoping to invest a little bit in there. But I need to get ready for bed. We got Pokemon tomorrow, so we'll see how that goes. But anyways, guys, thank you for watching. If you did, if you hate it, I'm sorry. If you love it, cool. If it's meh, thanks for checking me out at least. I appreciate that much. Have a good one, guys.